friends. This is Papercut Prayers, and today I'm working on an art journal project with my daughter. We are making a book from scratch out of some trash. Actually, this brown paper is actually packaging material. People stuff in packages. I've been collecting that paper and I use it for different projects. And for this art journal, I use this brown paper and I'm putting it together. I'm making a cover and putting it together for an art journal. My daughter, who is almost 10 years old, has been very involved in my YouTube channel since the beginning. And she's a great supporter. She's always been giving me ideas of what to do. And she has helped me in many of my videos as well. And here we are working on making a cover for an art journal or a junk journal or a scrapbook or whatever you would like to call it. First, I'm making the cover. As you can see, we're sticking down different scraps of paper, and there is a particular color scheme that she wanted. So first it's pink in the front, and then little scraps of orange paper, and on the other side it's all yellow scraps and gold, which she is sticking down. We're doing this with a liquid glue or a gel medium, and once all the scrap pieces of paper are glued down, we cover the whole surface with the gel medium to give it a flat look, and this has been a very fun process. Now for the inside page, I have painted one page with a gradient, just with acrylic paints, and I'm looking at a Bible verse, which is going to be the theme for this page. My daughter has given me many ideas, and she has a list of things she would like me to do. And one of them was create an art journal page with a Bible verse. So that's the easiest one for me because that's what I do anyway. And I just pulled out some collage material. It's just some designs I cut out from a book. And we are going to just use these pieces and stick them down for this page. I also drew a little girl reading, and my daughter is coloring it in because it's going to be the focal point for this page. So to make a journal like this, there are many tutorials online which gives you step-by-step instructions. Unfortunately, I could not film the process of making this journal. And the way I bound this book also was not a very good way. But in any case, if you would like to learn how to put a book together, you will have to research a little bit. I somehow got the pages together inside this book, and I just started creating some pages. And for this page, because the theme was on a Bible verse, and I chose the Bible verse about a wise woman building her house. In our family, we have taught our children about the Word of God and the importance of putting Christ at the center of our lives, because that is the most important thing for us as Christians. And so, as we created this page and I made this girl reading a book, obviously my daughter knew that it was a Bible. So she's reading the Bible, and she's just going to decorate this girl with all the cutouts from these flowers. Now these flowers are from the same book which I cut out the other flower. I can't remember what it was, but it's just a book with pictures in it, which I just cut apart. One of the things I have learned as a parent is how dependent I am on the Lord for wisdom. The verse from Proverbs 14 says, "A wise woman builds her house, and a foolish woman tears it down with her hands." And this is just one of many proverbs in the book of Proverbs about how wisdom and how a wise woman behaves, and contrasting it with the foolish woman. And I'm sure none of us starts out life intentionally as a person who tears down the house. I'm sure no one begins their marriage with the intention of ruining things, of destroying the family. But there are situations in life when we do small things, but it leads to very big consequences. And we are not always aware of that happening in our lives, and especially in the area of speaking and the words that we use in our homes. This is a big area in which we can build up our family, we can build up our homes, and there is also the potential to tear it down. The words that we use can encourage our family members, can bring peace, can bring hope, can be a positive force, and it can also be a very powerful negative force in the home. And so, using our words to build up and not tear down is a very important part of a woman's responsibility, I do believe. And so, as women, as wise women who have the wisdom of God, who have the revelation of God, as Christians and believers who are guided by the truth and the instruction of the Bible, we must take to heart and ask the Lord to help us to guard our lips, to teach us how to speak correctly. We all know that as adults, we have voices in our heads, and very often these are voices that have come into our life very early, sometimes by very important people in our life. For example, in my family, I was the youngest one, and my older brothers were often did tease me and say things as a joke. But one of the things that stuck in my mind was, "You're always breaking things." Because I did as a child have a few accidents with different things. And when I was when I had grown up, I had this voice in my head that always said, "You're always breaking things." I was afraid to handle machines, and I was afraid to handle gadgets, and I was afraid to fix things because I was afraid I would break them. And so when I had my own children, I always encourage my children. And whenever I had the temptation to say something negative, I would think of the opposite. And I'd say something like, instead of, "You're always spilling things," or "You're always bumping into things," I would change that and try to say, "I bless you to be a neat eater," or "I bless you to be graceful and well coordinated." That's one way I have tried to change the way I speak and try to encourage my children. The other things that people hear in their heads all the time could be, "I'm doing it all wrong. I never get it right. I'm too slow. I'm too clumsy. I'm too loud." Things like this can stay in your mind way beyond childhood. And as a wise woman, as a mother, we have the power to encourage our children. We have the power to shape their thoughts in such a way that they feel that they gain confidence in themselves, that they feel that they are loved, they feel that they are capable, and they have the power to do things in life. I know that as mothers, we are often overworked and there's so much going on day and night. So many people need our attention. And I know what it's like to not be able to sleep at night, to attend to people's needs day in and day out. But we can pray and ask God for help to enable us, to empower us, to teach us how we can speak correctly at all times, how we can build up our children, our spouses, our family members. I also do know that there are many children who struggle and they need the Lord to help them. But the wonderful thing is that God does come to the rescue of people who cry out to Him. And so, if we have failed as parents, I know that God is able to do above and beyond all that we can ask or imagine. And the Lord is able to speak to our children. And that's one of my prayers also, that all our children shall be taught of the Lord, and great shall be their peace. I can't do everything as a mother perfectly, and maybe I have not spoken always correctly in the way I should, but I know that God is able to even cover for my mistakes. And I pray the same for you as well. If you're listening and you're a young mother or an experienced mother and you've seen difficult times as a parent, God can help you do the difficult thing, say the difficult thing, and enable you to do what's necessary to build your house, to build your children. And so, as you have seen, both my daughter and I have worked on this page. We are working on it together, side by side, and it's a wonderful thing to do with children. If they are with you, if there are any children in your life, creating an art journal page, an art project together, it's very bonding and it's very, very fun. So, I encourage you to try something creative with the children in your life. I want to also encourage you to sign up for my newsletter, in which I share personal updates, which I don't share in other social media. And I'm working on some very special plans for those of you who receive my newsletter. So make sure you sign up. It's in the description box. And make sure you sign up so you don't miss out on the thing that I'm planning coming up. I am so grateful to the Lord for all the things He has done for us. And this is one of the joys of my life, creating art with the children. And I really encourage you to try it. If you'd like to teach your children about prayer journaling also, I think that's a wonderful idea. I hope that you will enjoy some of the ideas I share with you, and we will see you in the next video. May the Lord bless you.